Hey everybody, what's up? It's Devin, LaVore, and
Michelle LaVore
coming at ya. And we just want to say welcome, of course, to our new subscribers. And I think we did a pretty good job of that yesterday with our story video.
Yes.
Which was just super fun.
Yeah, it was really fun. I loved that video.
Just going through the things, and it's just like, wow, yeah. That was awesome.
Yeah.
And really hard. And really awesome.
Yeah, even after the video, I just walked away going, wow, God, you are just so good, and just everything you brought us through.
Like, that was a fun video, and it was like our longest video ever.
Yeah.
It was a record setter. But today, oh my gosh, today has been a day. Today has been a day. I just want to jump into it.
Yeah,
you
go
want to
ahead.
just jump into it? Got a vision this morning of this huge foundation. And the Lord was basically, he was speaking to our family, but of course if he speaks to our family and we share it, a lot of times it's going to speak to you guys as well. So that's why we do this, to be an encouragement. But it was a huge foundation, guys. It was a weird looking foundation too, because a lot of times foundations, they're generally flat. In my experience and what I've seen, they're just flat, like kind of to the ground type.
Yeah, they're pretty level with the ground.
This foundation was like high up. It's like this was the ground, and the foundation was like this high. Oh, it was weird. It was almost like it was a foot off the ground. It looked like a box spring was laid down on the ground. But it was precision, like flat, and it had these like four corners to it. And it was just amazing. And then Jesus was on one corner of the foundation, and it was like he was working on. It was huge. It was so huge. It made him look like a kid. That's how big it was. It made him. He was like really little. I was like, Jesus, why are you so little? No. God's like, no, I'm not little. The foundation is huge. Mm-hmm. And I felt like God was like saying, that's what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. With your family. It's just like I've been building this foundation, and look at it.
Yeah.
It's a huge foundation. I'm like, and it's interesting because again, God's showing us another, like, why are you showing that to us right now?
Yeah.
It's like another little thing to throw into the jar of marbles that say this is the end, because he was on this one corner of this foundation. It looked finished. It looked more than finished.
Yeah.
But Jesus was on one corner of it, and it was like he was tinkering with something. I didn't know what he was doing, but I could tell he was like, this is the last finishing touches. Lorelei Cooley, she always prophesies God doing the last finishing touches. Yeah. But that's kind of like what he was doing. It was almost like it was already done, but I don't know. It's like when you get your hair cut, in a barber shop, black folk. A black man goes to the barbershop. They take that brush and they just kind of brush. Once the brush comes out and he starts brushing your shoulders and stuff, you're done.
Yeah.
I feel like that's where he was at. Like he was just doing this little thing, and I was just like, oh, okay, cool. So we got that this morning.
Yeah.
What did you think of it?
Well, I thought it was amazing, but as you were talking about it, I just, I think that, that it's a great representation of what God's been doing in our family, but I think in the broader sense
more than just our family.
Yeah, it's so way big more. Because really it is the foundation of his church, of his people.
The new move.
The new thing that he is doing. He has been building this foundation from the remnant of people, and really it is a huge remnant. I think Elijah, he thought, I'm the only prophet, and God's like, I have like 7,000
people,
people who have not bowed a knee to the prophet of Baal. And,
just to Baal.
Yeah, not to the prophet of Baal. I was thinking
there was 450 of those.
The prophets of Baal.
Right.
And
no, we're not going to edit that part.
And so, but it's like that. Sometimes you can lose sight when God is doing something in our lives where it's like you just start thinking, we're the only ones. Who else is out there? And we can clearly, we do know there's others, but I just getting that picture of just like God has been working on a foundation in his people, and huge. It is huge. It is massive, and what he's getting ready to do is place his house upon that. place what he's wanting that's coming down from heaven. He's going to place it onto that foundation, and it's going to be firm. And
that was connected actually to what I was seeing, your vision.
So I think
it was like, oh, this is what it's going to come and land on. Okay, great.
Yeah. You know? So it was just like back at, I think it was in May, at the end of May, I had the vision of a house, our house, coming out of heaven. But I was realizing today that, God has been really, there is a physical house that God is saying, hey, I'm going to put you in this house. But there is the spiritual house that God has been building.
His people.
And his people are the foundation. That's what he's been doing this whole time, creating this amazing solid rock foundation. And then he is going to put his house upon his people.
You know what I think it is? Because it's like I saw the foundation and then I saw Jesus. And it's like, even as you're talking, it's just, I felt like the Lord's saying, I am the foundation.
Yeah.
It's your revelation of who I am. I'm scraping away all the religious stuff, all the past stuff, successes, failures, all the old system, everything that has nothing to do with me. I'm getting rid of all of that. And the only thing that was left was the foundation. It was Jesus. It's like what Paul said. He's like, I'm the master builder, and I built on the foundation. But it's like, no other foundation can be laid other than Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lay a foundation on top of Jesus. It's like, he is the foundation. And I just felt like that's what the Lord was saying just then. He's like, I am the foundation. It's renewing people's revelation of who I am. And when you listen to some people's stories and people that don't have a YouTube channel, people who make comments on other YouTube channels, our YouTube channel, and Facebook and all that, you can tell God's just doing this radically new work in so many people's lives. Why? Because he's bringing his whole body back to the first love. And I just feel like it's like, if you're going to stick with the old way things were done, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
You're going to be part of that great separation. And then when God moves you to the side, because he's going to move on with people, and I've seen it actually happen a couple times in my life, where you're sitting back going, but Lord, I thought, that's the problem. You thought.
Yeah.
Or maybe you thought you heard. But it's like, God's like, no, this is what I'm doing. I'm going this direction. And it's like, so it's like, you can completely trust in the Lord that wherever he's leading you, if it truly is him leading you, then you can just put your whole heart into him, knowing that foundation is just like, he's just going to keep giving you more and more revelation of who he is.
Well, and I was just thinking, like you said, it was almost like it was like above, like it was like on a box spring. Yeah. So
that's what it looked like. It was like, and there was something to be set on it.
Yeah. But I'm almost like, God is the foundation, but he's building us upon himself.
Yes.
And so it's like, whoa, it's like, it makes it like even bigger.
That's what Jesus said, upon this rock.
Yeah.
He's like, he's not going to build the church on Peter. He's going to build the church upon the revelation of who Jesus is.
Yeah.
And Jesus was saying that revelation is the rock.
Yeah.
That's it. You recognize me as the Messiah. I am the Christ. I am the anointed one. I am the Savior. I am the deliverer.
Yeah.
Yes, upon that rock of that revelation, I'm going to build my church.
Yeah.
And we've gotten away from that,
Yeah.
Me and you both. I know I'm 46 and you're 35, but coming into this, we came into a church prison structure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And some people are trying to refurbish the old and all that. I was like, nope, sorry, God's not doing that.
No.
He's not. It's like he's not. He's bringing it back to him. Yeah. Just him and only him. Not him plus anything else, which we've covered in other videos recently. But it's like, I was like, wow, that's amazing. It was, I don't say this about foundations ever, but man, that foundation was beautiful. I mean, it was like, I was like, only a machine could have had that level of precision. You know what I mean? And I was just like, I was amazed. So So that was this morning.
Yeah, that was just an awesome revelation. And like, even personally, like for our family, God was just showing us, he's like, there, and I just believe this for God's people. It's like he is getting ready to release people. It's a releasing into the destinies that he has for so many of
Yeah.
us. You know,
Yeah.
really, most of us, when we're in this, been in this wilderness, we've been waiting for promises. We've been waiting for really the destiny that God has upon our life, to the ability to be able to walk it out. And so it's just like he was just showing us that this morning, in addition to all of this, about how he's not only just releasing the two of us to be able to do those things, but he's releasing our entire family.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
and
you're touching
it was
on last
just,
night, right?
No, this morning.
This morning? Okay.
This morning.
I'm confused because Joe is trying to get my attention. I'm like, no, Joe, I'm doing a video. Stop trying to get my attention.
No, well, you started getting, I think, the revelation last night where God was telling you, like,
about the kids.
About the kids.
Yeah.
But then this morning, as I was praying, it was like, wow, it's so clear, you know, that God, he's like, I'm releasing them as well, because we've been called as a family, and just
well, that's what he told me last night.
Yeah.
Because I'm super protective of my family, man. I just am. But the Lord was trying to show me, like, you're seeing them maybe. Let me correct how you're seeing them.
Yes.
Like, you're trying to protect them from being influenced by things, right? But God's like, I am trying to release them because they will be affecting things. They're not going to be affected. They're going to be affecting. Because there is an anointing and a power on them. I mean, they've been soaking in it. I just felt like the Lord was saying that. It's like, I am releasing children.
Yes.
Into children this age. Like a Josiah generation. That's just like, I'm just releasing them into just being who they are.
Yeah.
You know, so you don't have to be afraid. I am going to be their God too.
Yeah.
I'm going to be protecting them. Not only just protecting them, I'm going to be ministering through them.
Yeah.
You know, not in the old school ministry way, just letting them be themselves and then just let God flow through them.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
You know, not trying to put any kind of ministry structure on it.
No.
You know, kids church ministry. No, just let them be themselves. You know, God's going to pull them out and be like, just let them go.
Yep.
You know, and I'm just like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. And so it was really awesome, because then this morning, as we're praying over them, I was just seeing that, just seeing how God is going to release them into just being who they are, giving them the opportunity to just fully come alive. And so I just believe that, you know, that's not just for us, it's for other families and every person who's been on this journey. It's like God is going to be releasing you to come alive in a new way, that things that you've not experienced, places that you've in your heart that it's like they've been dormant. And God's going to awaken things in your heart, and it's going to be like,
they've been
whoa.
dormant on purpose, too.
Yeah.
God's kept them dormant for this such a time as this.
Yes.
You know?
And it's going to be like, wow, where did this come from? You know, and it will just be, there will be so much joy in it. And so that was just also really awesome.
Awesome, yeah. Okay, to the next thing. Okay, so you guys, most of you guys, or some of you guys, might know our journey with the 101 thing. How our 5-year-old son, God just gave him this vision of 101, and from that point on, God has been saying, like, hey, this is a next level of faith type of thing. And then we
basically it started, it was August 10th or right around there, August 9th, 10th, he received the 101. We ended up going to the Baymont Inn, stayed in room 101 for one night, and then came back here, and we've been back here since August 12th. And
we made quite a few videos on
it. And just this whole time he's been saying, you know, welcome to the next level.
Yeah.
And it's been like, okay, wow, like this next level, we're in 101, we're in 101. And then really, basically at kind of the start of this week, you started seeing 201.
Yeah, I just started seeing that, and me not having gone to college, I didn't even know there were 201 classes.
Yeah.
I was just like, what's 201? I was like, whatever. I'm just, because how I am with the numbers, I don't even bother with it a lot of times. It has to really get in my face.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm just seeing it everywhere. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, just like, I think this is a number. 201?
Yeah.
What does that mean? Like, that doesn't even make any sense to me. And then it really did it for me when I went to, I forgot to buy my son bottled water. And so I just went to this one place to get the bottled water, and it was $2.01. And I was like, all right, I'm done. I'm at the acknowledgement point that this is the Lord. I'm like, babe, what's $2.01?
And I was just like, oh, well, that's like your next level of classes. So your freshman year is all 101 classes.
Mm-hmm.
Sophomore year, you start getting into 200s. Junior, 300s. Senior, you're in your 400s.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was kind of this sense of like, oh, okay, maybe we're now, sophomores. And it was really interesting because this week, it really has been. We're like, man, we're getting hit with things that...
It has been next level all week.
It was like, wow, it's like, okay, we really have felt like this next hitting certain areas that God was going through when we were first getting like the 101s. And it was like, all right, we're going through all of this, and whoa, like the weights just got heavier.
It's like, are you a freshman? Okay, this is first day in sophomore. Pop quiz from all the 101 stuff.
Yeah.
You got it?
Okay.
It's like,
now
apparently we got it.
Now we can do the 201.
Yeah.
And so for the last couple days, we're just like, all right.
Because I was looking up Psalm 20 verse 1. I'm like, I'm not feeling like that's it. And I was looking up all kind of scriptures. And I'm like, if it's not a scripture, then God, you're just going to have to tell me, because I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not really feeling the leadership here. You showed this to me for a reason. What's going on?
Yeah.
And then we got the 201, or you told me about there are 201s in college.
Yeah.
And I was like, there are?
Yeah.
No way. I was like, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And so,
I was like, because that's what I think it means.
Yeah. And we were just like, okay, this is what the Lord is talking about. And so then last night we were just really like talking about it a lot, because we were realizing, wow, we've been in 201
without even realizing
it.
Yeah.
And
so
then,
you want me to tell my story today?
Yeah, go ahead and tell your story for today.
So today I went to the store, and God's been dealing with us about money, and how we can't be thinking like we're not beggars.
Yeah, and
we're not begging people for money when we ask for, like, hey, if you guys want to give to us, PayPal. It's like, you're not begging. That's a whole nother season right there. And then he's been saying, like, listen, if I'm telling you to do it, just do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm at the store today, and I wanted to buy the kids a little bit of something, you know what I mean? Because a lot of times with this journey, you want to get them some rewards too.
Yeah.
Get them a little something that just brightens up the day, breaks the monotony of the Groundhog Day-ness.
Yeah.
As we've established, that's a word in our previous video. And so it's like, okay, and the Lord, I felt like the Lord was like, I want to get you something too, And I was just like, okay, well, let me look around, and I was like, because I like Legos, and long story short, I got to this. I was like, there's really nothing here I can get. Notice, there's nothing here I can get, and now that's gonna make sense here in a second. And so I get to this one particular Lego, and I'm not kidding you. You guys can correct me if you feel that's correctable, but it's not. But I'm just kidding. Hold on. And so I bend down and I look at it, and God, because I felt like God was directing me to it, and he was like, I dare you to get it. And I was like, God doesn't dare. That's what's going on. I was like, that can't be the Lord, because God doesn't dare. And I'm telling you, it's like, you know how you go through that process of like, is this really the Lord? I'm really kind of sensing and processing. I am not kidding you. God took that whole thing and just set it aside. And it was almost like me and him came into this place where I just knew it was the Lord. Yeah. And he was like, Devin, this is me daring you. I dare you to buy it. And, because a lot of times when we buy stuff, I mean, there's an anxiety and there's a sense of like, this is other people's money.
Yeah.
We want to be responsible with what people have given us. We want, you want to be good stewards anyway. You want to be responsible and wise and all that. But God's like, I dare you to buy it. And I'm just like, but I'm just telling you, it was surely the Lord.
Yeah.
I just knew it was. And I was like, okay. And because it was almost like the Lord was saying, You can either go down this road and keep thinking the way you're thinking.
Well, and it's that survivalist, poverty mindset.
It's fear-based.
Really. It's fear.
It's fear, not faith. Fear and faith can't operate in the same house.
Yeah.
Hello. But and so it's just, and this is the house.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. And so it's just like, all right. So I just made a decision. And that's what I felt like the Lord was saying. It's like he was just standing there. He wouldn't let me even ask for, my heart's getting ready to like ask, well, Lord, give me a confirmation. He wouldn't even let me do that. He was like, nope. I want you to, are you going to do this or not?
Yeah.
And it was just like, I just know it's you. And it's like, all right. And it's like Brittany Turner said once. She was like, if you're going to walk by faith, prepare to be stretched more and more and more and more. Because the more you step out, the more God's going to cause you to step out, the more he's going to cause you to be stretched. Yeah. Dang, that's true.
Yeah.
But people are like, who's Brittany Turner?
you can look her up.
I'll maybe link her or something if I remember. But I was just like, I'm just going to buy it. Okay, fine. I'll buy it if you're telling me to. You know, we put our lives on the line every day anyway. We might as well. It's like, what have I got to lose? It's like, and I really felt, and man, I just felt the peace of God. I felt the peace of God on it. And I'm like, wow, this is like too much in my mind. I was like, this is too much. A guy who wants to own a McLaren P1 that's $2 million. I'm sitting there saying this is too much. The logic is just off the table there.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's like you want to live in a $2 million house, have a $2 million car, you have these desires within you, but you're struggling over a Lego that you think is a little too much money for a Lego.
Yeah.
You know? Anyway, and so I went ahead and I just bought it. You know? And then part of me was thinking like, oh my gosh, what is Michelle going to say? I think she might freak out, Lord. And the Lord didn't even let me bother with that. He's like, don't worry about that. This is between you and me right now. It's like, what are you going to do? I was like, I'm going to buy it. And I'm just like, I'm going to choose choose to receive the peace. I'm just going to buy it. If this is what you are wanting to do for me, all right, we'll just do it then. And so I went, and I just felt the peace. And then I rang everything up because, you know, I think God gives you a little bit of time to see if you're going to back out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh, that's right. Because I called her and I was talking to her about something I wanted to buy for our youngest son. Well, not Isaiah, but, you know, the 5-year-old. And so I called her and I was talking to her about something. And then as soon as I hung up the phone, the Lord was like, now listen, don't buy that thing if you're going to doubt. Don't buy it. And for a minute, I was just like, oh, cool. I'm off the hook. Like, okay, cool. That's what was going on when the Lord interrupted and said, but don't doubt. So picture that. The Lord's like, now listen, don't buy this if you're going to doubt, but don't doubt. And right in the midst of that, I was feeling like, oh, okay. Oh, I was like, oh man, you got me right back on the edge of my seat again. I'm just like, but it just showed me something. It's like, it's interesting how a prison life or a certain kind of mindset that actually does not benefit you, but you're comfortable with, you actually want to be there.
Yeah.
There's a part of you that wants to be there because you feel safe, because you're familiar with it.
Yeah.
Which is why people get institutionalized by prison life, and they'll do things on purpose to go back to prison because that's where they're comfortable.
Yeah.
Even though it's prison. But it's just like, that happens in our minds.
Yeah.
It happens in our hearts, and that's why God's trying to set us free. He's trying to lead us out of the prison into prosperity. Yeah. That's Psalm 68, verse 6. But, hey, I didn't say Isaiah. Praise the Lord. Anyway, because a lot of times Psalms, Isaiah, and Isaiah I say is Psalms. But anyway, so that happened. And then I went and bought the stuff, and God was like, welcome to 201.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? I was like, okay. Peace of God on me the whole time. And he was just like, this is what it means to be stretched, man. This is what it means to step out in faith, and you got to keep doing this.
Yeah.
And what are you doing? What are you actually doing? You are humbly, nakedly before the Lord, just saying, I really feel like this is what you're saying, Lord, so I'm going to step out and do it.
Yeah.
You're not holding on to any agenda, pretending like you're not holding on, but you really are holding on. None of that's happening.
Yeah.
You can come before the Lord humbly and just like, this is what I feel like you're saying, and you're stepping out. That's what it means.
Yeah.
But it's like, it messes with you.
Yeah.
It totally messes with you. So I get home, get to this hotel room, and I'm telling Michelle, I walk in the door, tag, you're it. Well, you tell your part.
He walks in the door, and I see the bag, and I know Legos. Like, I know that they can be pricey, and I see the box, and I'm just like, immediately there's this ticker tape in my head that's going on, and
you should have seen her face. She was like,
like. And so, like, in my mind,
that's a really big box.
Yeah, and so I'm just like, because for me personally, like, it's been, the stretching for me is really been trusting the Lord that He is going to provide for our every need.
Yeah.
But it's also been this, are you going to trust me when I'm speaking for you to do something and it doesn't seem like what you need is going to be there?
And not only that, but this is about, like, fulfilling a desire of the heart.
Yeah.
I wasn't asking for that.
No.
You guys, you gotta see this. I wasn't asking for it. I mean, yeah, because God knows my heart. Mm-hmm. And He was just like, hey, Devin, I want to do this for you, like, right now. I was like, what? No, Lord, we need to save up every amount of money we can, because next week we're gonna have to do the hotel again next week, and then we got to keep doing. That's how you think.
Yeah.
And it's like, we need food. Costco. We have to go to Costco because there's 5 of us eating now, 6.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not Costco worthy, but I'm just saying, like, that's Costco is your grocery store when you have this many people.
Yeah.
And I'm just, you think like that. And that's not necessarily wrong, but when fear is in there, that's wrong.
Yeah.
There's no fear in God. There's no fear. There can be no fear in the relationship with God. And perfect love casts out, forcibly ejects all fear. That's why He got in my face and He was like, I dare you. It's like, I'm throwing the gauntlet down on this fear, man, because we got to get rid of it.
Yeah.
It can't be here. And I wasn't even asking.
Yeah.
I mean, I really wasn't. He was just like, this is what I want to do right now. Will you do it?
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
Yes, I will. Yes, I'm going to.
Yeah.
What do I got to lose? Heck yeah, I will.
Yeah.
So back to you.
So basically, though, my mind at first was just like, but then immediately, though, it was like I couldn't even go that direction, because it was like, you know what, though? I'm like, Lord, I know my husband. I know Devin. He's prayed through this. He's sought you on this. Like, he didn't have to tell me the whole story, but it's like, well, Lord, I trust that He hears from you.
Because you know me.
Yeah.
You know how I do.
Because I know you. And it was just like, all right, well, okay, and I'm just like kind of sitting there. And then you kind of came in a little bit, and we were chit-chatting just a little bit. You hadn't told me the story yet. And I have on a Post-it note that I wrote last night, it says, welcome to
201.
201.
And she flashed
and I just turned it to him, and I was like,
in the middle of me telling my story.
Yeah.
She hadn't even heard the whole story yet.
No, and I was just like, welcome to 201.
And I freaked. I was like, are you serious? Are you showing me that right? For real?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, wait till you hear this.
Yeah, because it's the same thing that God told Devin, and it was just
like after I purchased it.
After
See,
you
he
got
waited
it.
till after I purchased everything. I was like, all right, I grabbed the bags. I was like, I can't believe I just did this. It's like, okay, it wasn't irresponsible.
No.
It wasn't irresponsible. God never leads you to do something irresponsible.
Yeah.
No matter what level of faith it is, He's never going to lead you to do something that's actually irresponsible. Because if God's saying, I want to provide for you now because I'm going to take care of it later, you know that. I'm gonna have all these provisions and everything in the future. You already know that. So you can hear what I'm saying to you right now in this moment and trust that it's going to be taken care of. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we had to change the camera out because the battery on the good one was dying. I really love that camera, but this one will do, right?
Yes.
What were we talking about?
The 201.
So I shared with her about the 201. God said, "Welcome to 201," and she flipped out. It was a flip out fest.
Yeah, it was just it was just like, wow, this is so the Lord.
Yeah, and so I was at the bed here, and I forget I was doing something for the kids or something like that, and we were just talking about what had just happened, and what God's doing, and all that, and we were just like, man, this is amazing. And as I'm talking about it, because I think we were talking about college courses.
Yeah, well, I was talking about how because it's like, oh, well, we've been in the, we were in the 101 and now we're in 201. And so I'm just like, oh, hey, well, we're sophomores. I guess we'll have a 301 and then eventually a 401. And I'm just like, well, you know what? Because there's, part of your heart, it's just like, oh, you might feel like, oh, I feel like I'm going to get discouraged because is this going to be a lot? How many weeks? How many months?
Or how tough is this going to be?
How hard is this going to be?
I tell you what, this week has been kind of tough.
It really has.
It's been really tough, espally yesterday.
It's just been really difficult. Lifting a lot of weights, and even with our kids, like they've had to. There's some been just hard lifting of weights,
awesome
but
breakthroughs too. Yeah.
So, but I was just talking about how honestly, I think it's more, I was just like, I'm not doing the time thing because the truth is I'm totally satisfied with
that's
whatever
a welcome
God,
to 201 thing right there.
Whatever God wants to do. But then I was like reminded of, I was like, like when you do swimming lessons, a lot of times, like when I was little, I did swimming lessons. But if you were, like maybe the first day or two, your instructor, might be like, whoa, you're actually way too advanced for this class. I'm going to bump you guys up. Yeah. And it can be like an immediate thing. And we were just talking about how it's like, what, God, he really is our instructor, and so he knows when you're going to be ready to move. And it's not.
We do not. You cannot lean on your own understanding ever.
Yeah, and
just
it's like,
never do it.
And you can't. It's like, and God is not saying when He's doing things that, well, I have to, if it's going to relate to college, well, you're going to be here for a whole semester, or you're going to...
Well, how long were you in the 101? That's how long we're going to be in the 201.
No, that's not how God...
301 is a long way off.
That's not how God does things.
It's not.
And so that's where we'll pick up with
Okay, well, yeah. So while we're talking about that, I kid you not, 301 flashed through my brain. And I was just like, wow, I really feel like... I was like... probably in the same manner that Elia got the 101. Mm-hmm. And right away, it was just like, I just got drawn into the spirit, I will say. Just a 301, I was like, 301, like, that, no, that's just my brain. Yeah. We're talking about 101, 201, 30, all that, and it's just like, I was like, 301, we never see 301.
No.
Like, ever. We never see that 301. And it's like, I think my mind's just producing it. But I know how the Lord is when He just throws something in there. And I'm just like, and that's way too soon. We just discovered the 201.
Yeah.
Just last night. Like,
even though we've been there.
This
whole week. Yeah. But we just realized.
I was like, there's no way, just like, so I just cast it off, right? And then I don't know what I was doing, but I went over here to the microwave or to the refrigerator, and I looked at the microwave, and it was 301.
Yeah.
And I about lost it.
Yeah.
I think I did.
Yeah. You were just like,
I was like, what? And I was just like, and I just felt the Lord. I just felt the Lord laughing. He was just like, don't try to figure me out, bro.
No.
Don't even try it. Just let me be me. That 301, when we saw that 301, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
And I almost felt like the Lord was saying, welcome to 301.
Yeah.
And I really feel like the Lord was saying to me, had you not bought the thing that I told you to buy, you'd still be in 201 right now.
Yep.
He's like, because you bought that. He's like, you had no idea what I had planned today. You always ask me every day, Devin, just you lead. I mean, I don't pray that much. I don't sit there and say, oh Lord, blah, 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 blah. I don't. My prayers in the morning, at God time, I'm like, God, what is your will? What is it that you want to do today? Do that.
Yeah, you do a lot of listening.
I'm going to yes, that's like 98% of my relationship with God. I mean, we talk, but it's just like, I'm just listening because I know He's speaking. And it's just like, God, whatever it is, I'm telling you, I want to become invisible. I want to step out of the way. I want to be a window. Just whatever it is you want to do. I just know that that's the best thing. My prayer is that you do that. Yeah. I had no idea all this stuff that He had planned, and I know it was very difficult for me to buy this Lego.
Yeah.
And because it was like that's too much money, and we need that money for this, that, and the other thing. But I just knew that God was saying, do it. And I believe because I said, I really felt like He told me that in that moment. He was like, because you said yes to what I asked you to do, now you're on to the next thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow. He was not telling me that at Target.
Nope.
That was not even in the atmosphere or nothing like that. I had no idea. It was just a matter of like, man, I really feel like this is God. I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And he was like, welcome to 201. We come back here, and he's like, okay, now, welcome to 301.
Yeah. So.
And I'm like, what's 301?
Yeah.
I don't want to be afraid, but you know me, Lord. I'm going to be honest with you. I got a little bit of 11 in there. I got a little leaven of fear in there, but then it was just like, no, I'm not going to be afraid.
You don't have to be afraid. And I think that's really, we were, talking about how as God increases things, it's like he's increasing it when you're ready. A good coach always knows the timing of when to increase, when to push you, when to stretch you, and bring you to the next level.
Let's put more plates on the bar.
It's like, you
try
did
to bench
awesome.
press this.
You did awesome with that. All right, now I'm gonna stretch you some more. Go.
And if your goal is bodybuilding, then you actually want more plates.
Yeah.
You want to grow. You want to increase. And when it comes to faith and knowing the Lord, we always that is our heart, guys. If maybe this could be the first video you're watching of us, our heart is to know the Lord.
Yeah.
First.
Yeah.
I think for a lot of people, I went to YWAM. Their motto was knowing Him and making Him known. I think a lot of people, they're addicted to making Him known.
Yeah.
And it's like, how are you going to make Him known than who you don't really know?
Yeah.
You're fast becoming a Pharisee of some dogmatic way of doing things and getting off here. But it's like our hearts are just to know the Lord every day. Every day is and can be an adventure. I don't care if you're in the wilderness. I don't care if you're in the Groundhog Day-ness. It's like God has an adventure for us every day. Now, some days can be really tough and challenging, but then you can have afternoons and mornings like this that's just like, wow, this is so amazing. It's like, this is worth it. The hard stuff's worth it too, because God causes all things to work together for the good. God's got some things coming up in the future that I know are going to be difficult, but it's like, I know He's going to work that for the good as well, and He is going to fulfill His word.
Yes.
He's going to do that. He's going to do what He said He's going to do, whether man knows that or not.
Yeah.
I'm a man. I didn't know what God was planning to do today, but it was just like, it was mind-boggling. And then to get that 301 in my mind, see, I got it. I received it from the Lord first, and then I saw it on the microwave. I was like, no way. When have we ever seen 301? Ever.
I don't know.
We have never, in all of our numbers
not
history,
that I remember
we're coming up on like a year of God having introduced us to this pattern of communication. It's almost like you learn English and all these other languages, and then, at 21 years old, you get introduced to Morse code. It's like it's been there the whole time.
Yeah.
Just no one ever uses it.
Yeah.
And I believe the Lord is saying that. Did you feel that? Anyway, I feel like the Lord is saying that is what I'm getting ready to do. That is what I'm actually currently doing. I am resurrecting things that I've always done that have been sacrificed on the altar of safe church religion.
Yeah.
And He's like, that's why there's so many people that are messed up on prosperity gospel, and well, there's there's prosperous God or whatever. That's why there's so many people that have issues with us in the numbers. They probably don't even watch our stuff anymore. There's so many things that actually is God and God does, like the speaking in tongues and prophesying. There's still a schism in the church because of that. All these things that God does, but religion has come and taken the ground. God's like, I'm taking it all back.
Yeah.
I'm taking it all back because I'm going to start with that foundation of who I am.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that was something else that I was receiving too, is we were talking about the foundation, and I just was really just felt like God's like, do you think that I'm going to spend like the amount of time and precision and just
effort and investment
into the foundation alone? It was just like, God's like, I'm not going to allow anything, any person,
so blessed my heart when you said that today.
Anyone, the enemy, nothing is going to stop what I am putting and placing on that foundation.
Yeah.
And it's like, God is not going to spend all this time to just walk away from something or to just let it, well, I tried, I guess, God
the Father
doesn't do
is not
that.
going to spill the blood of Jesus just to have the enemy come in and mess it up and prove that the enemy's more powerful than God.
No.
He's not.
No. And it's like, I just had this great sense of just peace, really, of just like, you know what? God is showing us how much energy and just time and patience. We've been, like, one of our songs that we've really been listening a lot to is called "Waited."
Waited.
Yeah, by what is it, Travis Green.
He's awesome.
And
that's his name, right? Travis Green.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is.
Yeah. And it's just this sense of like, man, yes, God has been waiting, but as He's been waiting, He has been just building and doing something that is so, like you said,
he hasn't been sitting down.
Foundation is beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like polished and like
it was like
strong.
It was nothing that a human being could create. I don't even know if a machine could create what I saw. It was flawless. I mean, and it was shiny.
Yeah.
Shiny. It was. It was like, and the edges were like, I was like, wow. I was like, I don't think a machine could do that. Mm-hmm. It's like a man couldn't do that. A machine could, but it was basically God saying, no, I did this.
Yes.
I'm doing that. That's why it looks the way it is.
And so it's like,
I'm like, whoa. So we've come full circle.
Yeah, so it's like
from foundation to 101, 201, 301, back to the foundation.
and I just was just like, you know what, God, he when He brings His house to put it on that foundation, it's like it's going to be there. He's not going to allow anything to come in the way of that.
Wood, hay, and stubble is not going to work. Old, crusty, former days structure and religion is going to crumble underneath it.
And that's the thing. It's coming. The home was coming out of heaven.
Yeah.
God is bringing heaven
when did you see
down
that again?
here on
like
earth.
In May?
End of May.
End of May.
Yeah. And it's like,
you're like it's about to touch down or about to land or something.
God is bringing His kingdom here on earth.
Yeah.
And I think that's so key. It's like, where is this home coming from? It's coming from the heart of God. What He is doing is everything is flowing through the heart of God. Mm-hmm. But religion is man. Yeah. And God's like, no, that's not what I'm doing right now.
Man's own understanding, and then if you keep doing and operating in that, the enemy's going to get in there.
Yeah. And it's like, but God's like, no, what I'm bringing is from heaven. What I am building right now is from heaven. And I don't know, I'm so excited for what God's doing.
So you are a part of that which God has been built up. You must understand. Your wilderness has been mega difficult. But it's for a mega important purpose.
Yes.
You know what I mean? God is not wasting one grain of sand on, like, He's not wasting anything.
No.
Your preparation has been in the palms of His hand.
Yes.
Your heart has been in the tender mercy and care of God, and He has just been working on it. But I got this, and I got this issue, and you're going to always have issues. That's just the bottom line. Embrace
Welcome to the club.
Embrace that. Welcome to 201. You're always going to have issues. That's 101.
Yeah.
You know, that's high school. You know what I'm saying? It's like, there are always going to be issues, but God's not looking at you and your issues. And even if He is, I mean, because He is, He's looking at it and He's going, oh, that's not supposed to be there. This is supposed to be there. So I'm going to start working this in.
Yeah.
I'm going to work this in. Yeah. Oh, you're kind of critical. Oh, that's cool. I'm going to start working in some mercy.
Yeah.
You know, it's like He always brings what should be there.
Yeah.
You know, you feel like you're angry. Oh, I'm going to start bringing in some gentleness and some kindness. I'm going to start working that in you. He's not going to be like, oh, like basically what we do to ourselves.
Yeah.
He doesn't do that. So it's like you got to know every single solitary step in your wilderness has been to produce something.
Yeah, and it has been ordered by the Lord.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I don't know, we just want you guys to be so encouraged by all that God is doing. What He has laid this beautiful foundation, and He is going to put His house upon that foundation.
And that foundation is in you already.
Yes.
Those of us who have made it through that wilderness.
Yeah.
Those who have been, just renewed in our relationship and our understanding of who God is, and we've swept away so much of that religious stuff.
Yeah.
It's in you.
Yeah.
You know, Christ in you, the hope of glory.
Yes.
You know?
And so, we just pray that you guys are blessed, that you realize, like, wow, what God has been doing, what He has been working, has been so meticulous, and it is perfectly planned. And
there is a fulfillment.
And there is a fulfillment.
There is a reward.
Yes.
You know,
a great reward.
God's not going to let man or the devil come in and steal your reward.
Nope.
You know, so don't, like the scripture says, don't cast away your fearless confidence.
Yeah.
I think it's somewhere in Hebrews chapter 10, toward the end, in the 30s, somewhere. It's like, do not cast away your fearless confidence.
Yes.
Don't throw away your faith. You know?
Exactly.
So
I think that's all that we have for you guys today. Pray that you guys are blessed, and
God bless every one of you guys.
Yeah. So until next time, we will see you later.
Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.